It's travel time. So the plan for today is I have a 9 o'clock meeting at my school where we're gonna do a little tour, which is good because then the first day I'm not gonna be like struggling to find my classes. But then afterwards, I thought I could go out and see most of the landmarks that I have on my list that I wanna see in Reims. So it's gonna be a good day and I'll bring you along with me. And here's Sciences Po in all its glory. Oh my gosh, the tour didn't actually cover a lot of the buildings, so most of this was just me kind of exploring. But I mean, look at that. Like, there's literally a room full of art. I cannot believe that this is my school. This is insane. I don't know what to do with myself. It's magical here. The school is in the old Jesuit college, so it's amazing. It has so much history, and it's just beautiful. I don't know if you can see. There are grapes. I mean, we're in the Champagne region, but I did not think that my school would have grapes. I wonder if I can eat one. Oh, there's a wasp. I kind of want to eat one. They have seeds, but they're good. After my tour of Sciences Po, I did end up exploring the city a little. I didn't see all the landmarks I planned to, but I saw this lovely garden, a lot of nice architecture, and walked a lot. Other than the fact that my legs are killing me, I'm having a great time. Look, I live here. Also, I'm just hauling this pillow around because I bought it like half an hour ago. I just had a very stressful experience at the grocery store. It was not as fun as the other days. Apparently in France, you're supposed to weigh like the vegetables and the fruits before you take them, like you weigh them and then there's this little thing that prints out the label and then you stick that label on and that's how they scan it at checkout. But in Canada, they weigh it at checkout. So that's what I was expecting. I just grabbed the stuff, went to checkout, and then she was like, "You didn't weigh it?" And I was like, whoops. So I had to run out back through the store, go get the labels, and then go back. And luckily no one was mad. They kind of laughed when I explained it's different than in Canada, which I said in French. I think that helped. I don't know, like people are supposed to be like rude here, right? Because that's what I've kind of heard, that people are kind of cold and rude. But everyone I've met so far has been super friendly. Like maybe it's because I'm speaking in French, like maybe if I were speaking in English it would be different. But yeah, like when I went to I think it's called SFR, like basically like the phone store with SIM cards and stuff. Like they were so friendly, like super, like more friendly than a Canadian, like not cashier, but like store person would be. Same thing when I went to the bank, they were super friendly, very helpful. Even at the grocery store today, like she was like, "Oh, it's no problem," even though I held up the line for like a minute and a half. Anyway, it worked out fine in the end, but it was kind of scary. So I'll know from now on to weigh the vegetables first. So the first stop of the day was the magnificent Reims Cathedral. This place is insane. It is huge. I didn't even have time to go inside, but even just the outside was already like mind-blowingly amazing. And after that, I went to the Crypte Portique, which is this underground Roman structure. And then I ended up just finding this other Roman-looking structure literally in the middle of a park, like right next to a playground. No signs or anything. And the final stop of the day was the Musée Hôtel Le Verger. I just did the most amazing tour of, I believe it's called Musée Hôtel Le Verger. And now I'm walking through the street and I find that house. And I take personal offense to the fact that I do not live there. The tour was so nice because there was this lady, I saw her a few days ago because I wanted to go in, but they were closed. But anyway, she did a tour. It's supposed to be an hour. It was just me and her. She did an hour and a half. She showed me some of the rooms that were blocked off. And yeah, she was just so nice. She spoke entirely in French, but her accent's more clear, I find, than some people, so I understood it. All right, it is now Sunday, the last day before school starts. So I want to see a few more of the landmarks on my list today. The problem is that the list keeps growing because every day I see something new that I'm like, oh, that's cool, I want to go back to that. Or, you know, someone tells me about something that I didn't think of going to see. But I mean, let's be honest, not really a problem. It's definitely a good thing. So yeah, the list isn't really shrinking at this point, but I definitely want to see at least the inside of the cathedral and the palace next door. So I'll bring you along for that. Once again, my trip to the cathedral did not go to plan. It looked like they were having a church service, so I decided I would come back later and do the full tour. So instead, I just kind of walked northwards to the Porte de Mars, which is at the top of the downtown area. It is this magnificent Roman archway, and it's surrounded by a beautiful park that I walked through. I don't know if you can see how big this is. It is huge. I can't even get it all in the frame. I actually visited this landmark like the day before yesterday as well, but it was pretty cloudy, so I didn't get any good pictures or videos, and there's me embarrassing myself in public, as usual. But yeah, it's on this lovely strip of parks. As you can see, they have some fountains and things, and this sign, which, as you can tell, I had a lot of fun on. I don't know, how else can I commemorate that I've been here, you know, other than standing on a sign with a city name. And here's the garden, which was lovely as well. It is such a lovely, peaceful morning. Since it's Sunday morning, there are very few people on the street. There's some cars here at the street, but most streets are very quiet. The park was lovely. The weather is great. Like, it's not too hot. It's nice and cool, but it's sunny. What a good day. After that, I walked along the canal back in the direction of the cathedral, but I actually stopped in at the Palais du Taux. I think that's how they say it. These days it functions as a museum, so they have lots of exhibits on the inside. The outside was under construction, so I couldn't really get a good picture, but it's really beautiful as well, and it's literally right next to the cathedral. And then I tried to read this tapestry with medieval French, which obviously I could not. I can hardly read medieval English. And finally, they did open up the cathedral for tours in the afternoon, so as you can see, I got some incredible views of the city. Please excuse my frizzy hair. It's pretty humid here, so there's quite frankly nothing I can do about it. But anyway, since tomorrow is technically the first day of school, it's just orientation week, but I am actually going to be going to classes for the first time. I thought this would be a good moment to kind of chat about how I'm feeling about all of that. And it's actually comical how much my feelings about this have changed over literally like the past week. If you had asked me last Sunday how I felt about going to Sciences Po, the emotions that came to mind would probably have been dread, terror, regret. I was actually at the point where I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I'm gonna hate it. I'm gonna die. It's gonna be awful. And the funny thing is, it wasn't even about, moving to a different continent, leaving my family and friends for a year. It was 99% about the university itself. I don't know if that's a common experience. I just know that throughout like middle school and high school, I would always hear from teachers or older students how terribly impossible university is and how I was going to die in university because I was quite stressed in high school. I cared a lot about my grades and I did a lot of homework and I always went above and beyond. And so I had a lot of stress and they were like, oh, if you're stressed now, just wait till you get to university. I don't know if they thought they were helping me in some way by saying that, like making me not stress in the moment. It definitely didn't help. It just led to years of being terrified of university. And I don't know if that was necessary because I've always been academically inclined. I did really well in high school and I actually enjoy learning. So I'm the kind of person that should be excited for university, but as much as I was interested, I was just so scared. But now that I'm actually here, first of all, now that I'm in this beautiful city, I know that even if university sucks, just being here will make up for all of it. And also, when I was doing my tour, the tour guide was saying she was actually a lot less stressed in her first year at Sciences Po than she was in grade 12 in America, because you don't really have that same stress of doing well because you've already gotten into university. You're not trying to get excellent grades so you can get accepted. That's already passed. People in France apparently tend to be more laid back about this sort of thing. And it is an academically rigorous institution. I said that weirdly, rigorous institution, but probably not as terrifying as I expected. And so I guess my approach this year is, and I've spent the last year psyching myself up for this, I'm not going to aim for 100% anymore, because that's what I did in grade 12. And like, sure, it was effective. I got really good grades and I won awards and scholarships, but I also was pretty miserable a lot of the time. Just so stressed. Like, I remember literally being so stressed some days that I was like, this is going to kill me. So this year, I'm gonna learn and I'm gonna enjoy the process and I'm gonna make friends and I'm gonna experience a different country and countries. I'm gonna take some day trips if I can. Just have a more balanced approach to life, because ultimately, maybe my fear of dying in university will be real if I try to get these astronomically high grades. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty calm about all of this, because I know what the goal is. And I also know that, okay, if all these students are doing this with me, it can't be that impossible, right? Like, if so many people in the past have graduated university, then it is possible and I can do it. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it for the first time ever, I think. Later on that evening, they had a lights show at the cathedral. So yes, I went back to the cathedral for the third time that day, but honestly, it was so worth the walk. I mean, look at this. It's magnificent. It's easily one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I honestly don't even know how they did it, whether they used projections or something else. It was truly magic, and a great end to a great day. And also an end to this vlog.